Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Amber. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a review and a look at 10 Things I Can See From Here by Carrie Mac. Also, I apologize if y'all can hear any noise or whatnot. It's currently raining and I'm in my art studio, so unfortunately it's a little amplified. Sorry about that. The book was published in 2017 by Knopf Publishing. Before we get too far in, I do want to mention a few trigger warnings that this book may have, including anxiety disorders, death statistics, alcoholism, drug use, sexual assault, death, and homophobic slurs. So if any of those things that are severely triggering to you, please have discretion if considering to read this book or watch the rest of this review. So 10 Things I Can See From Here is about a teenage girl named Maeve who is sent to live with her father for the next 6 months while her mother is in Haiti with her new boyfriend. However, Maeve has a very severe anxiety disorder that makes her hyperfixate on anything and everything that could go wrong in any given situation, and she has memorized an overwhelming amount of accident and death statistics that could happen, backing up her fears for things that could go wrong in given situations. And while her family understands that she has it, they are not always the most sympathetic of her having it, and they often just kind of try to tell her to suck it up and get over it, when that is not something that you can just do if you have a disorder. So in the book, the main character, Maeve, happens to be gay and very into the ladies. So when she happens to continue running into this one girl on her trip to living with her dad, and it just so happens that they also are going to be living in the same town, they end up meeting up and trying to befriend each other, which might turn into more. I'm being such a dork about it. I'm sorry. They're cute. They're very cute. Their interactions are super adorable. I'm not going to tell you whether or not they end up becoming a thing or not, so that's something you need to read yourself. Or look up other Goodreads reviews, you know. But yes, so pretty much the book is about her summer living with her dad, who ends up relapsing on his previous alcohol addiction, and living with her stepmother and her 2 twin brothers, as well as the stepmother's baby on the way. And trying to navigate living in her new situation with her anxiety disorder. As someone who personally has anxiety, although not nearly as debilitating and intense as the main character of the book does, I do feel like it was a fairly accurate representation and written well. That being said, if you also are someone who has anxiety, no matter how extreme or unextreme, this may be a little bit triggering of that anxiety, simply because it is written so well that it almost gives you a sense, like it almost transfers the anxiety that Maeve is feeling to you. And it's definitely more intense for the first few chapters of the book. As the chapters go on, it's not as shown prevalently, and there's enough other things going on that you're able to focus on those and not just her feelings of anxiety. And then too, as it goes along, the story gets more cute and it's a lot easier to get invested, so you want to continue reading. I would recommend to people who do have anxiety, just reader discretion advised. If it is triggering for you, you know, please, it is not, you know, the end of the world if you do not finish the book or aren't able to get through it all. That's totally fine. But if you are able to read it and get through it, I do think it is a nice example of somebody who lives with this but is able to live with it, you know. Like, as debilitating as it is, she still is able to continue her life, and with the help of like newfound friends and sometimes her family, she's able to work through it and live with it, you know. That's real. If you have a disorder or something, like, all you really can do is learn to live with it, and learn to live with it as effectively as possible. And by the end of the book, she does have a long way to go to be, you know, I guess what some people would consider stable. Like, she's not, I hate using the words like stable or unstable as it comes to mental health, because just because somebody does not think the same way you do does not mean that they are like unstable. You know, they just have to learn to live with a different mindset and in a different way than you do if you like don't have any mental health disorders. And I feel bad even calling it a disorder. It's just something that you have to live with, and it shows you how she lives with it in the book, and I think they do a decent job at explaining it and explaining how it affects you and how certain people can either help or harm that. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend it as a read. It's cute. It deals with, you know, a lot of real topics, but again, maintains a realistic voice to where it doesn't seem like, oh, you know, this is so far-fetched. Like, no, this is a reality in so many different aspects, not just the anxiety, for so many different people. So, yeah, no, I would definitely recommend reading. For anyone who it is definitely a YA, like a young adult read, but it's not like, I didn't find it to be like a cheesy YA read, where a lot of those that I read lately have been, you know, falling into similar tropes and storylines as other people. I do feel like this was more of an original one. So if you're interested, go ahead and give that a go. I personally found this copy at my local Dollar Tree, actually. It was literally $1, which was like crazy. Like, it's a real, like, it's not just a cheesy book. Like, it's from a regular company and everything. The only thing I can think is maybe it was, well, just because the Dollar Tree gets overstock stuff, there's not really a reason for it to be there. But yeah, no, so it might either be at your local Dollar Tree, or if not, your local bookstore should carry it. If you want to see any more of my reviews, check out this channel, as I already have some posted and will be posting more as time goes along. Or you can read my written ones either on my Bookstagram account at Amber Caitlin Reads, or my Goodreads, Goodreads/What Is Love Is the Weapon. I know I am so scatterbrained on video. I'm still working out getting the book review format down that I want to do, and I really need to start writing scripts before I jump into it. But my book reviews on paper are actually fairly decent, so if you want a very in-depth and literate one, go ahead and check those out. Thank you so much for watching. I had a blast hanging out with y'all. Peace.